Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I am talking about Antioch by Jessica Leonard. This is from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. It's got a cover by Matthew Revert, not sure how you pronounce it. And in the interest of not giving too much away, I think the best thing for me to do is read the back cover copy. And then there's a blurb at the top I want to read. And then we'll go from there. So this is what it says on the back cover. Antioch used to be a quiet, small town where nothing bad ever happened. Now, 6 women have been savagely murdered. The media dubs the killer Vlad the Impaler due to the gruesome crime scenes of his victims. Clues are drying up fast, and the hunt for the monster responsible is hitting a dead end. After picking up a late-night transmission on her shortwave radio, a local bookseller named Bess becomes convinced a 7th victim has already been abducted. Bess is used to spending her nights alone reading about Amelia Earhart conspiracy theories, and now a new mystery has fallen in her lap, one she might actually be able to solve, assuming she doesn't also wind up abducted. Antioch, a cross between Session 9 and Disappearance at Devil's Rock, is an eerie, mind-bending debut horror novel guaranteed to leave you drowning in paranoia. So that's the back cover, and Paul Tremblay had this to say: Antioch is full of twists, dread, and the unsettling fog of ambiguity. All right, so keep all that in mind as we talk about this. So, Antioch, Jessica Leonard. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say I loved this book. It's incredibly well written. I would not have guessed it was a debut from anybody. It's a fascinating read. It's filled with wonderful characters, well written. Bess, I think, is for me is not a perfect character. She's not written as a perfect character. There are some of the interactions she has with people I felt were, I don't know if it's a defense mechanism for her or maybe she just feels superior to some people, but especially one of her coworkers she doesn't treat the best. And again, for me, this is great character writing because she's not, in my mind, completely sympathetic, which again, for me is good. So I love her character, the way she's written, and all the other characters surrounding her, co-workers and boss at work, her neighbor. She meets the sheriff of the town and some other people, and the interactions are well written. They're all fascinating characters. And the central mystery is pretty interesting. Again, this serial killer in this small town. I think it's Jessica Fletcher. Spoilers. No. So you've got this mystery, and you pair that up with Bess's obsession with Amelia Earhart and the conspiracies surrounding her. And you have some interesting things going on. And then again, she starts getting these weird messages over her shortwave radio, which is what really pulls her into this mystery. You know, she's obviously aware of it, what's been going on in her town, but now she's getting these strange messages and it pulls her in, and she decides to start looking into things and thinking that she can help. And strange things begin happening around her. And it's all very well told. Again, very well written. And I really dug it. I don't know what else to say. It's the nature of the story makes it difficult to really go into anything without giving things away. This is a story that builds on things, and so for me to say one thing could spoil something else. I'm trying to avoid that, as always. But I can say, I think, that the way this is written, it did have me, at points, I would go back and see, oh, okay, I see, now I've read this part, I'm going to go back and see how that ties in. Oh, yeah, that works. I see what was done earlier that led up to this thing here. And for this type of story, that's a good thing. There are books where I've had to go back because the story was confusing, or because something didn't make sense. And I was forced to go back and see, wait a minute, is this what I think it is? Is it not? What's going on? It's just none of this makes sense. But that's not the case here. This is a good case of going back, because it's, again, the way it's written, you're just reading along, you think things are one thing. Ugh. Am I getting into spoiler territory? I don't know. You think things are one thing, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you. And again, I chose to go back and just see how the pieces all fit together, which I enjoy in this case. So let's see. What I talked about, how good the characters are, and that it's an interesting mystery. Man, trying to avoid, this is a tough one. Trying to avoid spoilers. I am going to do something I did a few videos ago, I think it is. I'm going to let you know. We're going to get into potential spoiler territory, depending on how you look at spoilers, as I always say. So I'm going to tell you to turn off your audio, and then I'm going to talk for a few minutes. I'll give you a thumbs up when it's time to turn your audio back on, if you care about potential spoilers. So here we go. If you don't want to hear this, go ahead and turn off your audio now. All right. If there's anybody left listening, I don't know. Does anybody turn off their audio when I say this? I don't know. But anyway, this is another book, as one that I reviewed not too long ago. This is another book with an ending that I think people are either going to love or hate. And I loved it. I love the ambiguity, the open-endedness. I think it's a fantastic ending, but I can easily see how people would be frustrated by this. Obviously, I'm not going into any details, but some people do consider these sorts of statements to be spoilery. So just be warned, this is not an ending for everybody. I think that's all I have to say about that. So here we go. All right. Have you got your audio turned back on? The only other thing I wanted to say, wasn't sure if this should be before the little spoiler thing, after. Obviously, I went with after. I'm not a huge fan of David Lynch. I've seen a few David Lynch movies. I watched the first season of Twin Peaks, and I personally would make a comparison, at least in the little bit of David Lynch that I know. I would call this book David Lynchian, because it is weird. Aspects of it are weird. It's not weirdly written. It's very straightforward. Jessica Leonard I like her she's got a very crisp, clean writing style. Again, writes characters very well. Writes in a way that had me, again, checking to see how the puzzle pieces all fit together. But the story itself has very weird aspects, and there's strange, bizarre things going on. So I'm making I don't know if anybody else would make this comparison. I'm saying I think it's very David Lynchian. I think that's it as far as talking about the book itself. I really need to start checking Goodreads, but I say this way too often, checking Goodreads before I do the review. I believe I gave this 5 out of 5. I suppose I could just look on my phone, but I'm not gonna. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Well written, Great characters, great story. Fantastic. Highly recommended. That being said, I'm going to do a little unpaid promotion here for Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. I pre-ordered this book, and with that pre-order, I got a excuse me, a signed book plate. Real quick there, don't want you stealing her signature. I put my signed book plates in the book, so it's like I got it autographed. So it came with a signed book plate and 3 of these nice little postcards with art by Luke Spooner. Don't know if they have any of these left. I believe they were just for pre-orders. And Perpetual Motion Machine has been doing this a few times. The last book I got from them, I pre-ordered it, and it came with a set of, I think, 6 trading cards, slasher trading cards, which, you know, fit with the theme of the book. So, yeah, you know, support a small publisher and pre-order their books, get something cool, hopefully. Not saying they're ever going to do it again. Hopefully they will. It seems to be a cool thing that they do. Sign up for the newsletter. I'll have a link for this book from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing from their site, and you can sign up for their newsletter, check out their other stuff. But it's kind of cool to get these. It's always nice. Just get little freebies, little cool little things that go along with the book. So there's that. Just a little plug, unpaid plug for Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. Their name is a mouthful. All right, so that's it for Antioch. But let's pick it up and show it again because that cover's beautiful. Antioch, Jessica Leonard. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning because we try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. What else do I have to say? Please like, share, and subscribe. I think I'm supposed to say that. And I'm thinking about adding my social media links and stuff. Is anybody interested in that? I'm not super active on Twitter, but I do some stuff on there. My Instagram is basically just pictures of books and comics that I get with the occasional cat picture thrown in. So, you know, if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and I can start sharing links for those things. Since I haven't been doing unboxing videos, that is the best way to see the new books that I'm getting. I guess that's it. So, this has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.